People are frugal guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. That's a little wisdom nugget from our friend Seneca. Makes you think about how every second goes by, just like that, without any warning. What if those bearded ancient Stoic guys really did know something about making every moment count? I would argue that they did, and this is what we are going to explore now. So you might be wondering, why on earth are we turning back to guys who wore togas and wrote on scrolls for advice on managing our time? Fair question. Well, these Stoic philosophers, despite lacking smartphones and productivity apps, had some serious wisdom on making the most of every moment. Now, a quick Stoicism 101 for those who skipped their philosophy class. Stoicism started in ancient Greece. At its core, it's about mastering our emotions and focusing on what truly matters. They were basically the OGs of self-help. Now let's unwrap some of the best Stoic secrets that can help us today. Spoiler alert, no togas required. Okay, so let's start with what Stoics thought about time. First, Stoics viewed time as this relentless river, always flowing, never stopping, and definitely not waiting for anyone. No matter how many times we wish for that extra hour in a day, time is an unforgiving and non-renewable resource. It's like the Wi-Fi of life. You never quite appreciate it until it starts running out. Seneca, our philosopher buddy from earlier, had a lot to say about how we, humans, interact with time. He believed most of us kinda waste it. For Seneca, realizing the value of time often only happens for humans when the sand in our hourglass is about to run out. Now there is this straightforward quote by Seneca that I really like. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Time, according to Stoics, has three dimensions: the past, the present, and the future. Logically. And mastering how we navigate these transform the way we live. Here is an interesting exercise you can do. Think about where is your attention going most of the time. The past memory, the action you are taking in the present moment, or the future you want to build. The Stoics suggest us to be grounded in the present, to respect the past, and to be hopeful yet realistic about the future. All three domains of time are important, but you must always live in the present. And this leads us into an idea that Stoics were huge fans of: living in the present moment, the power of now. You see, Stoics believe that time might be beyond our control, but the present moment, that's your playground. It's the one slice of time where we can actually make a difference. There's these misconceptions that thinking about the present moments means forgetting your past and not planning your future. But here is the Stoic twist. By being truly present, we learn from our past without being captive by it, and we can shape our future without being paralyzed by its uncertainty. With the knowledge from the past and the dream for the future, the only time to act is now. More than that, Seneca dropped another wisdom bomb. Putting things off is the greatest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes, and denies us the present by promising the future. How often do you tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow? Well, Stoicism hands us this wake-up call. Procrastination is like a sneaky thief, robbing us of our most valuable possession, the present. And here is another quote from Seneca. But he who bestows all of his time on his own needs, who plans out every day as if it were his last, neither longs for nor fears the morrow. What I'm taking from this is that if you can live each day intentionally and take actions that have purpose, you will be able not to waste the time you have and don't fear what will happen in the future. So the next time you find yourself drifting off, thinking about that embarrassing thing you did 3 years ago, remember to prioritize the present moment, because that's actually the only thing you truly have. Alright, moving on to the next principle Stoics valued when it comes to managing your time: the dichotomy of control. Think of it as the Stoics' secret tool to keeping it cool when everything feels like it's falling apart. So what exactly is the dichotomy of control? The Stoics believe that everything in life falls into two categories: things we can control and things we can't. Think of the weather, for example. We can't stop it from raining, but we can carry an umbrella. This is not a very complicated concept, but if you can truly understand it, something magical happens. You stop hitting yourself on the wall trying to change uncontrollable outcomes, and instead focus your energy where you can make an actual impact. Suddenly your to-do list gets a lot clearer, and also your stress levels drop significantly. Now, how this translates to our modern daily life? Let's think about your daily tasks. How many times have you stressed about traffic jams, bad weather, or that one friend who's always late? These are external factors out of your control. Your reactions, your planning, your attitude, those are in your control. Here is a Stoic inspired tip. When planning your day, Filter your tasks through this lens. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If yes, give it all you have. If no, consider how you can adapt, and if things don't go as planned, how can you respond effectively without losing your cool? It's not about resigning or giving up, it's about strategically placing your efforts. By aligning your tasks and priorities with your values and focusing on what you can influence, you find a sense of peace and purpose. As a captain of the ship, you can't control the weather, you can only control the ship, and that's where your focus should be. Now you know what's something you can't really control. Death. How silly would it be to have a philosophical video without talking at least a little bit about death? It's absurd. So yeah, consider this a reminder that you will die someday, and I'll also be dead at some point. And that's what makes life and time as valuable as it is. Stoics, by reminding themselves of their mortality, they aimed to truly appreciate the brief nature of life. It's like realizing that your favorite ice cream flavor is about to be discontinued. Suddenly, every scoop becomes that much more precious. Seneca says, again, people are frugal guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of that one thing in which it is right to be stingy. We are more focused on protecting our material stuff, but when it comes to time, we treat it like it's endless. Recognizing life's urgency helps us understand that all we want to do, we can do in just this tiny period of time we have available. It's not about being scared of the end, but rather feeling inspired and making the most of the journey. It's about not waiting for that someday, because in truth, all we are guaranteed is today. Focusing on today also leads us to the final idea of this video, developing a mindset towards simplicity. The Stoics had this cool perspective that happiness doesn't come from having more, but from wanting less. They believed that by holding back to our desires and reducing excess, we could find a deeper sense of contentment. It's like decluttering. Once you remove the unnecessary items, the ones that remain shine even brighter. And here's why this is cool. When we are satisfied with what we have, we are no longer in this relentless race for more. No more FOMO, no more comparing, just pure blissful contentment. In essence, Stoicism teaches us that in simplicity there's freedom, and in contentment there is joy. Alright, I hope this Stoic toolkit for time management helped you view time from a different perspective. Remember that time is the absolute most valuable resource you have, that you should focus only on the actions you have control on, take each day at a time and live in the present moment. And also, don't complicate things too much, declutter your life and your schedule so you can better focus on what's truly important for you. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, please give it a like, and if you don't find me too annoying, please consider subscribing so you can see more of my content in the future. But until then, here's another video you might be interested in. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.